Hello, everyone. Welcome to another IT Career Talk with professionals. And today we have an IT associate. But before we continue, please don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. So, my guest today is Miss Athena Atcha Abe. Hello, Miss Atcha.
Hi, Sir Rafi. Thank you for having me in your channel.
Right. Thank you also for agreeing to do this collab with me. No? And if to our audience who wants to see that collab, you can also check out her channel as well. So let's begin now. Maybe you can start off by describing what an IT associate is.
So, an IT associate, so I just started my role almost a month now. So, I started at the end of June.
Mhm.
What an IT support associate does in Filta is I do remote support and I also do help in the digital business solution such as project management, including software management and also information security management. So I create applications to help maximize digitalization, especially with our new technology. Automation is really essential, and it can be an efficient way in handling our services, business services day to day.
Right. So since you're relatively young, no, and uh, you know, school is still very fresh with you. Maybe you can tell us how you picked your college course and school.
So yes, I am. That's really true. I am still young, and I am an incoming fourth year college student. I am currently taking a degree in Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at St. Paul University, Manila. Why I chose my degree and the school is that I am a Polinian for 17 years now, as well as my mom. So, hindi naman sa wala akong choice, pero I just really love being a Polinian. Although, especially in college, you have these dream schools that you want to be in. So, I did take exams to other universities, but I just ended up staying in St. Paul University, Manila pa rin. And I chose computer science because my mother is a systems analyst,
Mm.
and I saw how she worked there, and I just imagine myself doing the same. I don't know, pero for me, I see myself working in front of a desk and doing paperwork kasi I really love research and doing analysis. That's why I pursued computer science. Pero I don't, generally, before choosing it, I didn't really have a clear vision kung ano talaga yung career path ko kasi sobrang lawak ng computer science. And
Right.
back then, I only know kapag nag-CS ka, ayun, systems analyst ka, programmer ka. Commonly kasi as students like me, ganun lang yung alam namin. So, while studying, since nag-aaral pa rin ako ng comp sci and I still have 1 year left, dito ko, especially last year, third year, nung na-pandemic, online classes really gave me a broader perspective, lalo na nung na-expose ako sa tech communities. And doon ko nalaman na marami palang career opportunities tulad ng IT supports, IT associate na pwede akong maging. And dito ako nagka-interest. Kaya ako pala pinili mag-comsci kasi I want to become a CS professor someday and a systems analyst or a cybersecurity analyst in the future.
Right. Right. No. Before college, just before entering college, no, and in some high schools or wala nang high school ngayon, K-12, they pick a what you call this a
Track.
track, no, a
Opo.
track like STEM track. No? Is that something you chose, a STEM track, and how was your experience for that particular track as well?
That's a really good and timely question po. Kasi I am one of the first batches of senior high school. And sad to say, we were an experimental batch. Pero that's really true naman talaga.
Mm-hmm.
But my experiences during senior high school. It was a mixture of high school and college, and with the tracks, it did really it helped us naman in some way in identifying kung ano yung gusto naming degree sa college. But also, senior high school was created para maging work ready after high school. But it depends din on the student. So, I enrolled during grade 11 in STEM. And then, why I chose STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, is because decided na ako mag-pursue ng CS. However, when we were transitioning to 12th grade, we had an assembly. So, yung principal namin is a sister. And then, when we asked, ano po ba sister yung dapat namin kunin na track pag ComSci yung gusto namin? And she recommended us to take TechVoc ICT. So we also have technical vocational strands na it includes TESTA certification. So sa senior high school kasi, yun yung isa sa mga strands na pwede ka maging work ready. Pwede ka mag-work agad after high school.
Yes.
So we took that recommendation. So I shifted from STEM to TechVoc ICT nung grade 12. And that time kasi, we lack practitioners and yung magte-test sa amin sa TESDA, kaya hindi kami nakakuha ng TESDA certification sa programming. Although we had courses na programming, animation, pero if looking into it, when to those students, especially who are watching na magka-college, if you take TechVoc or STEM, it's okay. Kasi I have classmates na computer science ang kinukuha ngayon, pero nagtapos sila na ABM. So, if you change your mind or kung you're pursuing TechVoc right now but you want a different career field, it's okay. Kasi senior high school will help you be aligned kung ano talaga yung gusto mong career. So, for me, that's why it didn't really have a big impact, pero it helped me pursue computer science more because I chose TechVoc.
Right. Parang I think the tracks just help you get an early preview, no? Parang may preview ka, parang may baon ka, pero you can, if iba yung baon mo, you can always catch up naman, as you mentioned, no? It's not the parang immediate decision point at that point, kayang habulin. And like I said sa kabilang interview namin, sometimes hindi ka lang magdali kung pwede, no? Kung pwede hindi magmadali, wag kang magmadali. So currently, as a fourth year student, how's your college course experience so far, no? Is it up to what you expected, no? Or parang ang dami masyadong programming or masyadong konti yung programming? How's your course experience so far?
So far, to be honest, Sir Rafi, it's really challenging. People think kasi na, kapag CSIT online class, madali lang yan. Kasi, di ba, pa-programming kayo, total, computer naman talaga ginagamit nyo, it will be easy. But, honestly, guys, hindi dapat kino-compare siya with other courses. It's really hard, especially yung mga, ang tawag kasi sa amin is laboratory subjects. So, di ba, usually, pag laboratory, pag face-to-face, nasa computer lab, syempre, maliban doon, namimiss na namin yung malamig na aircon. Pero, ang pinaka nahirapan kami is yung yung lab work namin, yung parang workshop, kumbaga, kung paano kami tinuturuan mag-code. Very challenging siya kasi there are times na yung prof mismo namin yung naglalag habang nagtuturo ng mag-code, or yung classmate namin, ang daming need na i-debug. So, hihintayin pa namin siya. Unlike pag nag-face-to-face, kung let's say, nahirapan ako, yung katabi ko na lang tutulong sa akin mag-debug. Pero sa setting kasi namin ngayon, yung prof namin yung tutulong para mag-debug. Tapos maghihintayan kami. And syempre nakaka-frustrate yun. And iba-iba din naman yung learning styles ng mga student. So hindi din madali na kahit sabihin natin mag-self-study, ganun. And for me as incoming fourth year, nag-start kami ng thesis namin third year, and ngayon we're next sem magde-develop na kami ng app namin for thesis. So sa computer science kasi ang tawag thesis pag IT capstone. So ayun, very challenging talaga siya kasi syempre thesis na to, hindi lang siya yung basta subject. And aside from that, kailangan namin i-balance yung other subjects namin with thesis. And ano talaga siya, for me, really challenging. Kasi usually before, last sem, ang schedule ko is 8 to 5 classes and then 6 to 10 work and then 10 to 12 thesis meeting and then may Saturday classes din ako sa major subjects namin. So, kinakaya ko naman, pero really draining siya.
Right. And may ano pa, may YouTube sessions
Opo,
pa, no?
may sideline pa ako.
Right, right. Speaking about coding, no, or ito nga labs, no. So, what how hands-on are you presently, no? And what languages or what stack and tools do you presently work with?
Currently, I am not really that active right now with the hard code development because in my work at Filta, we use Power Automate. So last July 1, I had a talk about Power Automate. So I used RPA or Robot Process Automation, and we also use AI. So yun yung isa din sa mga kailangan i-consider ng mga students like me na to also learn about these new technologies kasi may mga no-code na.
Right.
Pero when I do as in yung hard code talaga, they would say is, ang stack ko talaga is HTML, yung common CSS, JS, PHP, and SQL. Yun kasi yung parang common na stack na ginagamit namin for web development naman siya. And currently, we are doing, ang ano ko ngayon is, I am learning game development. And we are using Unity and C# naman for it.
Right, right. And while you are already hired, no, how did you prepare to be hired? And you know, are there steps that you're preparing to now be promoted, naman? No?
Ayan, that's a really good question po. And matagal na matagal ko nang gustong i-share to sa mga tao. Bala ko pa nga po sana gumawa ng video, pero special tong video na to kasi dito ko sasabihin sa channel ni Sir is yung story ko how I got hired. I didn't prepare for it, guys. And ewan ko, I was unti-unti kong hinahanda sarili ko kasi that time, bago ako na-hire, nagkaroon kami ng mga webinar sa Microsoft, if I could recall, Microsoft Philippines. Yung volleyball player ba yun? Si Michelle ba yun yung host that time ng webinar? It's about yung job, preparing for a job interview. Then yung mga speakers is from LinkedIn, ganun-ganon. Then, bigay sila tips kung paano mo i-build yung profile mo sa LinkedIn and paano mo gawin yung CV mo or resume. So, ako, nakinig naman ako. It was February this year. And then, during that month, mga second week of February, I got a message from Filta inviting me to give a talk to them about front-end development. I've been invited to mga tech talks from different universities and organizations before, and ang pinakauna kong tinuro is about SQL, the basics of SQL. And then I think doon ata niya ako nahanap nung manager sa Filta. Then they'd asked me to talk about front-end development. That time, honestly, I don't have any skills or background sa front-end, pero I was deliberating na hala, ako yung in-invite, ang daming front-end developer dyan na may credentials. So, sabi ko, hala, opportunity to sa akin. So, sabi ko, sige, I would gladly accept the invitation. Sabi ko, what do you want me to talk about? And then they said front-end development. So, ako nag-google ako. Sabi ko, ano ba yung mga front-end development apps? And then one popped out. It was Figma. And then yung talk kasi, I think nung invitation, parang 1 week left na lang or something. So, yun siya. I studied Figma like ilang days, just learning the basics, fundamentals. Kasi yung Figma pala, in the world of front-end development, bago-bago din lang siya that time. And I think ito magandang topic na ituro to, kahit yung basics lang, kasi makakatulong to sa mga front-end developers. So, I did that talk, and then that time, I was notified by dun sa nag-invite sa akin na Atcha, may changes. Okay lang ba na ang mag-host ng event mo is si Efren Show, yung CEO ng Filta? Sabi ko, sige. Parang, hala, kinabahan naman ako, yung CEO yung mag-host ng webinar. And then, on that day, February 12, yun yung day of the event. And yun gagawin ko, I was gonna do a workshop about Figma. And then before we went live sa Facebook page nila, a friend talked to me, kinamusta niya ako, and then I mentioned na I was looking for Filta, I was looking to apply for Filta in the future pa. Kasi I saw that they had an opening for a marketing intern. Ako, even though I am interested in the field of technology, I am open then to other fields tulad nga ng marketing. So, ayun guys, tip lang. Ang malaking advantage or hanap nila sa industry is you are adaptable. Yung parang kahit saan pwede mo pasukan, ganun. And nung nalaman niya yun, nagulat ako. Nung tinatanong niya ako, I was getting interviewed na. So, I didn't apply. Bala ko pa lang, pero that time hindi ko tinuloy mag-apply sa Filta kasi sabi ko, hala, kaya ko ba? Kasi kaya ko ba mag-internship kasi nag-aaral pa ako, parang hindi ko kaya pagsabayin. Sabi ko, i-enjoy ko muna yung pagiging estudyante ko. So, yun din yung isa sa mga advice ni Sir Rafi sa aming video. Pero, ayun nga, going back, in-interview niya ako bago kami mag-live sa webinar. And then, one of the questions he asked me, yung mga sinabi dun sa Microsoft webinar, how do you see yourself in 5 years? So guys, tinatanong talaga yon, kaya paghandaan niyo yun. And ako, I am an open book. I am a really honest person. Kahit di mo ko tanongin, magsasabi ako sa'yo. And sa sobrang honest ko, sobrang transparent ko, I said, honestly, I don't know. Sinabi ko, pero wag niyo gagayahin guys. Sabi ko kasi, nung tinanong ako noon, honestly, I don't know, because with this pandemic, parang nag-360 yung naming students. Parang, hala, may future pa ba kami?
Yes.
Kasi upon seeing the industry, sobrang biglang bumaba agad and everything. Parang, hala, paano pa kaya kami? Hindi pa kami nakapagtapos. Paano kami maghahanap ng trabaho? Pero that moment changed my life kasi doon ko na-realize na possible pala na an undergraduate student like me can get hired even in this pandemic without any degree. And ayun, nagulat, everything happened so fast. And then a friend said to me, you're hired. And then ayun, and now I am here working at Filta for almost 6 months na. And ayun siya. And for the second question is preparing for promotion. I think for me, it follows in a way na hindi naman sa you have to prove yourself worthy of that promotion or anything. Pero me, since I am starting, bago pa lang ako sa role ko, one thing that keeps me do more of what is asked from me is to be hungry for knowledge. Yun din talaga is that will help you gain more skills and apply more of those skills kapag pinapractice mo siya, put into practice. So, pag natuto ka, hindi lang siya nag-stay sa utak mo, ina-apply mo din siya. And you should always be, ang hinahanap din kasi sa industry is lagi ka nag-share ng suggestions mo, opinions mo, especially in project management. And then, you're always open for changes or suggestions. So, din kasi, mahirap din kasi hindi mo din alam sa industry kung how long will you be there, parang ganun. So, always, how would I describe it? Always upskill, ayun, always upskill. And then, for you to promote, you should always be adaptable, especially sa mga projects na ibibigay sa'yo. Always take it as a challenge. Huwag mong sabihin, hindi ko kaya. One of the values that ini-instill sa amin at Filta is find solutions, not dead ends. Ayan. And it will help you, bibigyan ka ng maraming opportunities when you know your way out dun sa mga challenges na yon. And always know how to be accountable. So, ayun, yun yung nag-help sa akin. Kaya ako mas nag-grow sa role ko is nakita nila, kaya din nila ako binigyan ng opportunities na mag-shift from a different department, from marketing to IT, is nakita nila na mas need ako dito, especially I am studying computer science. Right. So, ayun po siya. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, you did answer the question, no? And thanks for that, no? And given that you have so many things in your plate, no, siguro my next question is, how do you do your time management, naman? No, I think this is the
Ayan, that's
next,
also a really
very
good
interesting
question.
question for you.
Yes. How I handle time management, I always keep track of my schedule. So, guys, I had a talk about this din, time management. That's titled Combating Filipino Time in the New Normal. Ayan, I did a talk about that. Ilalagay ko, ipa-plug ko na din on how I handle time management using technology. So, if you are using Microsoft Teams, ayan, may mga planners tayo dyan in the Microsoft package na ginagamit. Pero ako kasi honestly, guys, I'm still learning to transfer my time management tracking from notebook to computer kasi sanay ako magsulat. Mas naaalala ko pag sinusulat ko. So that's what I do when it comes to time management. Sometimes I do a daily task tracking or I do it monthly. So dalawa yung types ko. So gumagawa ko ng schedule. Ito yung to-do ko for today. Ito yung to-do ko for a month. So sometimes, ang ginagawa ko doon, ang technique ko is I do it on the last week, so let's say June, nung last week of June, nilayout ko lahat ng to-do ko for July. Mga meetings ko, mga collaborations ko, and yung mga tasks ko, mga due dates ko sa school, sa work, and then meron ding daily. And then, however, sometimes pag busy talaga, minsan kasi 'di ba pag busy talaga tayo, di na natin nakikeep track.
Right.
Pero it's really helpful if I write them down. I'm slowly transitioning to calendars, digital calendars, especially sa work kasi, sa amin kasi sa work, we use Outlook. So, doon ko na din minamanage yung mga meetings ko sa Outlook calendar. Tapos, ang maganda kasi doon, nakikita mo din yung availability nung client mo or nung kawork mo. Yun yung maganda sa kanya, especially for students or people in the industry na gustong makita yung overview, especially if they want to set an appointment or mga group meeting. Ayan, talaga, magandang i-transition na siya sa technology. And ang din recently may nabasa ako about time management din a few nights ago. It's either you will control time or time will control you. And it's very true kasi I've heard a lot of people say na konti lang yung oras. And ako, madalas magreklamo din ako ng gano'n na ang konti ng oras, ang dami kong gustong gawin. Pero, hindi kasi, yun na talaga ang binigay sa atin. 24 hours. You have 24 hours in a day. It's up to you how you will control it. Or else, it will control you. It will consume you. And it's really helpful then to share with you guys that saying. Kasi, it's really true. Instead na magreklamo na konti lang yung oras, ikaw magde-decide ano ba yung priority sa'yo. So that's how I manage my time with school. I set time na ito, 30 minutes lang ako, kunwari, 30 minutes lang ako gagawa ng schoolwork. Kasi sa ganitong next time frame, ito na yung gagawin. Kunwari, mag-edit na ako ng video. Or kaya, ito lang yung work ko. Kailangan mag-out na ako. Bawal ako mag-OT. Ayoko mag-OT. Mga ganon. So, that's how I handle time management is to always know your priorities or else time will control you talaga and you will regret it kasi doon mo marirealize na ay dami palang oras na nasayang ko, ito sana dapat nagawa ko.
Tama yan. I know Philta, correct me if I'm wrong, no? Philta is a global company, right?
Yes.
Madami kayong workers outside. Is this something, and a lot of IT practitioners over their career, no, even my batchmates went abroad. Is this something you consider also? Is that something like, is that an aim or a consideration for you in the future to migrate?
In migrate in a different place. Yes, I am a permanent resident in the US. So, naabutan lang po talaga ako ng lockdown. And supposedly, as a permanent resident kasi, you cannot overstay here in the Philippines for more than 6 months or else ma-invalidate yung residency. So, since valid naman nasa pandemic at hindi pa rin talaga ako makaalis because of protocols, at Philta, maraming maraming employees all over the world or other countries are working remotely. So, if I migrate, if natuloy ako pumunta doon, they already know na may possibility talaga na mag-migrate po ako doon. And I would still be working with them. It's just so happens since nga America, iba yung time zone. So, yun lang naman yung babaguhin, yung time zone. But I'm still staying to work at Philta, and they are really okay with it. We have employees in the provinces then working at Philta.
Right. So just siguro my last question, no, for you is generally your advice or to answer the question on how to be you po, no? Advice and to our
Thank you po,
audience.
Sir Rafi. Talagang may mga nag-chat sa akin na mga ganyan halos yung meaning ng message. How to be you po. Nakakatuwa ka naman kasi estudyante ka pa lang pero nagtatrabaho ka na gano'n, na i-invite ka na sa mga talk. Sabi nila siguro maganda na yung portfolio mo. Tapos nasa isip ko, di nila alam, wala pa akong web portfolio. Hindi, wala akong time mag-code. Pero, how to be me? Actually, isa sa mga bagay na comments about me before nung unti-unti akong nag-grow sa YouTube channel ko and sa mga nadidiscover na ako to talk is masyado daw akong ambitious. Sabi ang ambisyosa mo naman, Atcha. So parang that time pero syempre parang ouch, grabe naman, maka-ambisyosa naman. Pero I think upon looking at it right now, parang kung re-replyan ko man yung past the person na yon, that time, that moment nung sinabi sa akin yun is parang, but look where my ambitions take me. As in, although nagigets ko naman na parang masyado naman na ata siguro ako mangarap, pero I think kasi most of us students, masyado tayong fixed na, eto, mag-aaral ako, kailangan ko makagraduate, then saka ako hahanap ng trabaho. What this pandemic taught me, and exposed me to tech communities is that it can happen now. Why wait for tomorrow or in the future? And ang dami kong nakilalang mga undergrads like me who are working. Some are even working for 2 companies as a front-end developer, junior high school pa lang. Yan, in-invite namin sa Philta. Sobrang nakakabilib talaga siya. And, ayun, how to be me is just, you have to believe in yourself. Yun yung kung ano man sabihin ng tao sa'yo, ang mahalaga wala kang natatapakan na tao. And if you want a goal, you get it, you prepare for it. You have to believe yourself. Kasi kung hindi ka maniniwala sa sarili mo, hatakin mo ng sarili mo pababa. And hindi ko talaga in-expect to. Ako kasi, I have this belief na never settle for mediocrity. Na kaya din talagang sobrang sinisipagan ko and binibigay ko yung more than yung hinihingi sa akin is kasi bakit ko pahihintayin makapagtapos ng college bago ibigay yung best ko pag nag-work na ako. And then, yun din is hindi naman always guaranteed na pag may degree ka, is magkaka-work ka agad. You have to apply to companies and hindi lang yung technical skills. You also need soft skills. You also need how to communicate with people. And especially sa tech, most misconception, di ba, marami daw introverts. So, ayan, di ba, kailangan you have to build those skills as early as now. Kasi pag graduate mo tapos hindi mo alam kung paano kakausapin yung nag-i-interview sa'yo, paano na. So, ayun siya. You have to, yung really prepare for it if you want it to. Kasi it can happen anytime. Ang daming opportunities. Hinihintay lang talaga tayo. And nasa sa atin yun kung alin yung opportunities na gusto nating ma-achieve. And, one thing then that motivates me aside from doing my best is we only have one life. Parang masyadong pero ayun nga na ako kasi yun yung way kung bakit sobrang todo ako to the point na parang minsan akala kasi nila pabibo na is that para anytime if yun God's plan, 'di ba, parang may nagawa ako. Hindi ko pagsisisihan na bakit hindi ko to ginawa, ito sana nangyari. So ayun siya, pero going back talaga, isa din sa mga advice ni Sir is yun nga, kung di pa naman need mag-work, guys, enjoy nyo muna yung college life. And pero as a student, speaking for the students, ngayon pa lang, always upskill. And ito din important, i-add ko lang din po, is wag kayong makampante kung ano lang yung tinuturo sa curriculum. Tinuturo kasi sa amin sa St. Paul, always think outside of the box. Ayan, isa ding important yan. Always think outside of the box. And ang daming new technologies. Yan, tulad ng mga RPA, hindi yan tinuro sa amin sa school. Mga Power Automate, natutunan ko yan sa industry, sa work. So, especially in our field, learning never stops. And always help others then through peer mentoring for us to empower each other. Ayan, thank you po.
Right, thank you, no? Oh. And audience, no, I hope you learned and picked up a few tips from Miss Atcha. Very great insight at a very young age, and a lot of learnings. No, even from us as older people like myself. Now we also look into fresh insights from the industry, what's on the ground. We learn also a lot from fresh eyes, no? So never stop learning. That's one of the things that we always mention. What she said on thinking out of the box, even if you're already working, that also applies. Look at technologies also outside the work. Maybe it's a technology you can actually bring into the work or introduce into the workforce as well, no? So that you're not just bound to the um, current situation that you're in at the moment, no? So, Miss Atcha, I guess, before we close, do you have any last shout outs or, promotions that you want to share to our audience?
Ayan, una po sa lahat sa shoutout, ang dami nagpapa-shoutout. So ayan, auto shoutout to sa inyo. Sa ano ko kasi, pag gusto niyo ng shoutout, request kayo ng video. So ayan, sa mga gusto mag-request ng video, sabihin niyo lang. And also, don't forget to check yung collab namin ni Sir Rafi sa aking YouTube channel, Atcha Abe, ATCHA. Ayan, makikita niyo din dyan. And I want to thank Sir Rafi for taking the time and inviting me again. Ayun, thank you so much, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe kayo sa channel ni Sir.
Yes, thank you. Also, click natin yung clap track. Yan, yes. No? Whew. Great. So, thank you, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
And of course, if you like our content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell.